All right, it's a beautiful day and we're here discussing traffic in Delta State. If you live in Delta, you work in Delta, you probably must have seen the guys who tend to be in the blue and blue uniform on our roads. The roads in Asaba, the roads in Hugeli, the roads in Warri, the roads in Agbo, the roads in Sapele. You tend to see them every day. They used to go by the name Okowa Police. Now they are referred to as Sheriff Police, although the real name actually is the Delta State Traffic Management Authority. And I'm discussing with the number one man in charge of these men, is the number one Sheriff Police Officer in our state. Let me give you an introduction of who he is. He's a retired Navy personnel, and of course, is a Deltan. His name is Honorable Dr. Benjamin Essien Okemute. We're discussing this and many more issues with him as it concerns you as a road user, yourself versus these guys called DESTMA. And that's why we're having a conversation with the man in charge today. Good day, sir. It's good to have you.
Thank you very much. Welcome.
All right, so tell us, give us an understanding of what DESTMA is. We know it is Delta State Traffic Management Authority, but then what do they do and what do they not do?
Yeah, we've tried at all parts, and
Thank you.
DESTMA, as you've rightly said, is an organ of the state governments that oversees rules within the state and transcend a little bit federalism. And we have a driving culture, is to maintain a good driving culture, discipline in data state roads. That is summary.
So that's what you do to ensure that the state roads are safe and also an encroachment into the federal roads. Let's focus on the state roads, right? So a lot of Deltans feel DESTMA, they have very radical approach. Their approach to safeguarding these roads, like you call them now, the state roads, and of course an encroachment into the federal roads, they come with so much aggression, so much aggressiveness, more like we don't catch them, and that kind of a thing. Rather than correcting people, they're after punishing people. What do you say about that?
No, the major take on DESTMA is to enforce discipline on data state roads. And when we mean to enforce discipline, we commuters and the road users are the people that visit these roads. Really, we don't take punishment into our keyword. What we put in play is advice on how to go about using your roads. So the aggressively I say is far from what the motors of the jobs.
Yeah, I can see you. You don't look aggressive. You're a nice gentleman. But a lot of people still think they could be a little bit of the use of force might be too much. I mean, you stay here in the office. I don't know how often you get to see what happens on the major roads. Now, for instance, here in the city of Asaba, I can tell you that the fear of DESTMA is the beginning of wisdom if you are driving. It's not in the Bible, but I can tell you for free. And that's what commuters have a feeling. The police go with the slogan, the police is your friend. What is DESTMA to Deltans?
DESTMA is a friend.
And you're sure?
Yes, because it's like...
If DESTMA is your friend, would DESTMA not be in the position to advise, rather to always punish you when you fall victim?
It doesn't... punishment is the last option.
It's actually the first option.
It's the last option.
Okay, now it is, we're having this conversation, and certainly we'll have some of your comments on the comment section underneath, because we are one Delta and we believe agencies of government are for Deltans and not against Deltans. And now we're speaking with the man in charge, and he's telling us that DESTMA is your friend. So what do you say to Deltans who have more like an enmity with DESTMA?
Yes, thank you very much. You see, if you look at the scenario,
Yeah.
since my assumption of this office, I got to know that every offense committed, 95% proved innocent.
99% of them are proven innocent.
Innocent.
Wow.
Or to make them to understand that you've committed an offense or infringement into the law. It's so surprising to me. Somebody that has committed an offense or infringement into the laws of traffic, and you try to draw him or attention to it, he will tell you no, that he never committed. But what we do, we have a backup on our records review. If you have found one thing and you want to prove that you are not part of it, we'll play a video for you. And that is the argument. So when they knew very, very well that DESTMA has a way of getting fast, that is why I say that the fear of DESTMA is a being of wisdom or United States. We have every means of defending when it comes to an argument. I'm not there, I'm not in. We'll play a video for you. And video will prove you that they are found wanted. What is the next thing? Like in most cases, we come across some people, those that are very, very violent. And in that kind of a thing, we can only recommend you, most of them for psychiatric evaluation. Yeah.
Have there been cases where you recommend somebody for to a psychiatric hospital?
Well, we do that because the hazard of the job depends on what you see outside. There are some places you will meet thinking that they are gentlemen, they are not gentlemen. And the next thing you see is exchanging blows, hot shots with the men. Yes, they are working, but you should remember that those guys that are working on the road today, they are dentists. They are not working on their own. They work for the government, and it's part of their duty. So you cannot say, because you see the man that is putting on there blue and you call the job that is a menial job, you're a big boy, you're a big woman, you're a wife to this, you're a sister to this, then you decide to make them up. We won't allow that because they are working for the state. Their employers, okay, they work for the state officially, assigned by the Delta State government on this perspective of day-to-day running of Delta State roads.
Now let's come to, I like the fact that we're talking about the men that you have. How often do you put them through regular routine trainings? You know, because what is worth doing is worth doing well. And they tend to stay under the sun. They tend to be on the roads all around Asaba, Warri, Hugeli, I believe, you know. So what level of training do you give your men?
Yes, in most cases, since our assumption in this office, there is what we call pep talk, which is always obtained in the oil service sectors. For this pep talk, every Monday, we try to orient them, tell them what is you are going to meet on the road, that in case there are some infringement into your operation, how you can handle that. And that's really given us a lot of good approach to individuals who works on the road. So also, in the other hand, we also make them understand that there could be inducements by the road users, those that have committed offense. And believe me, whoever you see today operating on our roads as patrol bodies, they are perfect. Because when you talk to them day to day, it is only the idiots that go to the road and try to fix ourselves up. With this act of every Monday, we must address them, those that are patrol. Then again, in every first Monday of every week, of every first Monday of every month, we sit down, we discuss things that might happen in your zones. All these other heads will sit down, we now address issues. Please, what are the difficulties that you experience in your area, or what you have visage? We bring all this into a table of all the directors, we dissect them one after the other. And by the time they go home, they will also improve in how they handle public, the public, the commuters and the public. So those are things that really give us edge over those that complain of attitude of our men.
All right. Still sticking with the attitude and the work ethics of your men. There've been lots of allegations that most of your men are corrupt. They are into the extortion of road users. What do you say about that?
Well,
And when I mean extortion of road users, for instance, you beat the traffic light, or you're not on your seatbelt, or you're making a phone call, you get to be pulled over, flanked down, and of course, in that process of you wanting to just find a way to get off their net and go do whatever it is you had to do, you got to pay some money.
it is not been done to present anywhere, but in all, you can get them at 100 places. 1 or 2 places can contravene.
So are there measures to discipline corrupt officers? Are there ways that the members of the public Deltans that you are serving, are there channels in which they can report these cases to you?
If rightly you stay in Asabaye,
Yes.
you will see some innovations that we have introduced.
Yeah, DESTMA police.
Our police,
Yeah, I've seen that.
we have the DESTMA intelligence. They are not, you don't call them police, they are DESTMA province. They enforce discipline among the staff of DESTMA. When they contravene and there are reports outside, and also they check the excessiveness of most of our staffs. Because my name is different, yours is different, your thinking is different from what I have. The way you approach is, even there are some persons you will give lecture from here to tomorrow. By that step here, you do a different thing. So the police, we have to enforce them. I mean, the provost department, we have said, as I'm telling you now, we're over 22 of the latest 22 staff of DESTMA are locked up for not following the due process of the job or the ethics of the job. And the intelligence also goes around who are like the underdogs, dictate what is happening within our men, and report back to the provost and get them arrested.
How can the public reach out to these special intelligence men that you have? That may be the question in the minds of a whole lot of people right now, because I may not know these people. What we see as DESTMA probably would be the guys wearing blue and blue. So who are the
Red berets.
okay, they are the ones with the red berets.
So that is DESTMA provost.
Okay, the DESTMA provost. All right. You just joined us. We're having a conversation with the DG of the Delta State Traffic Management Authority, DESTMA, right here in his office, in the person of Honorable Dr. Benjamin Essien Okemuti. And he's been giving us some very important facts that you need to know. If you're a road user, you go out every day in your personal car, or you tend to use public transport, this conversation is for you. So, sir, as we begin to wind down on the conversation, DESTMA, to a lot of people, they call them Okowa police. What's and I believe that's with the former administration.
Yeah, you may be not far from that, because in the first introduction of this DESTMA, as an arm of government that's a child of DESTMA of Delta State Rules and Traffic Regulations, it was called Udwaga Police.
Oh, then it was the Udwaga Police.
Udwaga Police, and now migrated to
Okowa Police.
Today is Sheriff Police.
Today is Sheriff Police. All right, so there's a new name for DESTMA, and it is now called Sheriff Police. So I like that. So give us channels in which people can report, because yesterday, for quite frankly, somebody told me he had a fight with DESTMA. And that was even some of the things I formed. I said, you know what, maybe we should have a conversation with the DG himself. How'd you have a fight with DESTMA? I said to him, what led to the fight?
No, you are talking.
He said, oh, they caught me on phone. I said, okay, I was not with my phone. I said, so how can people report these things?
My friend, when I was talking in some part of my discussion with you, that in my session in this office, I knew that 95% of those road users who contravene are with the light. And those that are set their offenses, once they brought them into their impound for allow them to go.
Once they come here?
Yeah, so the impound in case you put stubborn aside and the DESTMA staff want to enforce you, telling you that, Matt, sir, you have contravened, most of them will react as if you all want to fall. So like the point the job brought us now, somebody, you see a man, a woman doing diligent job under the authority of the state, enforcing his duty. Now you cross the line, or guy you cross the line. The next is you are stupid. Who are you? Who is your father? Who is your mother? The person you are talking to is somebody. And if not the day-to-day correctional, no, the approach to give to them, you'll have been seeing most crises on the road. But in most cases, I gave up to 90% to our men. If you slap them on the road, they will respond. Jack them on their clothes, they will respond. And while that is going on, somebody is somewhere recording all your activities. So by the time they will go their brothers, please come on, DESTMA, help me. I've done this or did this. We say, gentlemen, first question we ask, did you have a video of the event? He said, yes, sir, play it. Most of them will not turn and face the guy that invited them. DESTMA is so unique that the branding of the main agenda of the governor has given us an edge over every other thing we think about.
Okay, and that's a good place to leave it. Now, you're telling Deltans that once they are flanked, they should pull over and not argue.
Don't argue. Don't be aggressive.
Don't be aggressive.
Blood has to cross the line. Please, over there, talk to them.
Would they let you go?
You see, they will let you go. In most cases, they will let you go.
Or there's I don't know if you're aware of this. I don't know, is a law somewhere. Traffic light, 20,000. No seatbelt, 10,000. You know, I think that's probably some of the reason why some of these people are very.
Then you see, we don't walk out of the line.
Okay.
Whatever punishment is outside, and I was telling you that enforcement punishing somebody is only the last option. DESTMA is not a commercial venture where money are made. Ours is to tell the public how they can manage the usage of it. It's only the last option. And in most cases, when we look at you that you are coming so aggressive, what we do, we get the mobile cut from you. So they have thrown you there 6 months. And probably the fine that will come in maybe for the first, the first sight of, like, the committed offense, maybe the first timer, we can say 30,000 naira. Then tomorrow that same person will not commit the same offense, then it can be 20,000 naira. Then thirdly, the same person contravene again. It has to be, it's either we get you the mobile cut, or we also thought of giving you an additional punishment that will come in. There could be 6 months imprisonment with labor, 3 months imprisonment with labor. You see, since inception, when Delta learned you very, very well that the DESTMA they knew those days is called the DESTMA of those today. Everybody tried to be very, very careful when you are making use of our roads. You should be disciplined. Everybody did heard you that.
I remember. So, and I'm more disciplined now, quite frankly. So you heard it already from the man himself, and letting you know that a punishment is actually the last option. So DESTMA, they have corrective measures rather than punitive measures, and we've heard it already from the man himself. But is there a phone number of some kind
Yes.
that Deltans can maybe reach out?
It's like you didn't follow us very well. We have a whistleblower line.
Oh, you do? Fantastic. That would be nice for us to have it here. Fantastic.
We have the whistleblower line, and you can reach the line anywhere you are.
In the States.
In the state, outside the states. Just call the line. It will give us time to enforce our personnel that are going out of line. That was why we introduced that whistleblower line. So just give a call. I will be the person to pick the call.
Amazing.
So no one X. So you cannot derail you. Immediately once we get that call, we call the enforcement, our approval department or the director of operation. We get those our staff in. We have a system of punishing them.
That's when they step out of
our step of line. In case when we try you, we'll send you to Jerusalem, and Jerusalem is prison. So you don't be thinking of going to, well, they say, come on, sir, we can keep you. By the time we make the offenses are greater, we transfer you to the nearest police station to tell you the disciplinary culture that's embedded in DESTMA after me. And before the state government itself has said, yes, I have seen the DESTMA that I'm expecting. Because we are rebranding every day today. We will come out with other new facts of making our road users like you to enjoy the Delta State road going with the structural development of our more agile governor so that they can enjoy the state better.
All right. So one last word that you have to say to, I'd like for you to talk to the governor, wish him well in his second year in office, and also to Deltans who may be enjoying your moment right now, and what you have to say to them going forward. And then that whistleblower line, we'll probably need it so we can call it out here, so we can have it captured.
Yeah, thank you to all better. My little advice to you all over there, but continue giving your support to him. Right Honorable Dr. Chi, Sheriff Oborel, most especially spiritual, pray for him. I'm not talking of kind of cash. What he needs for intertitles is prayer. Pray for him. You know, by the time you pray for him, to have the strength and the zeal of doing more for us. That's why you see more agenda. And the more agenda, he has cut across every facet of our lives. Look at today Delta, those that are not visited, worry another environs for a number of years. If they cough in, if they don't know how to get to their houses. And also, all these infrastructure developments that are cut across from the urban area to the creeks, we give them kudos. Bros, Ahilo, do more. We stand by you.
Thank you. So the phone number that Deltans can reach out for whistleblower, those who have complaints about the sheriff police.
Oh yeah, sheriff police. Correct.
All right, so let's get the number.
090 52 59 8510. I come again. 090 52 59 8510. This is the Delta State Traffic Management Authority whistleblower line. This number is always with myself, the Director General. So you can't say to make a call and they didn't have an answer. So be rest assured, once any call like this comes through, we'll get back to you and we'll fix it up. Whatever that is going wrong within your vicinity.
All right, you heard it already. 0905 25 98510. 0905 25 98510. That's the number for DESTMA whistleblower. They'll tend to you once you dial that number. So one last word for the people.
Some days ago, we embarked on a sensitization around the state, telling them on the do bumps on our roads. DESTMA has come out with the rules and regulations on Delta State roads. Now, in most cases, what you see in the urban area, you see the keke, what they are not meant for, they does that these days. They use the keke to carry load, and most of you, if you see the load that keke carries, the pickup cannot carry them. And we also discovered that those that are applying the highways, the fatality are becoming enormous. So we decided to stop them from applying the highways and also restrict them to some areas where we have a normalcy within the culture of their driving. And also the motorbike, we've also asked every rider to have a crash helmet. And if possible, the passenger. But there are a lot of restriction and complaint that some years ago, when the passenger was wearing helmets, ritualists were using this as an avenue, they must complain. And so many things were happening. But we are thinking of looking into that very angle and see how we can address that issue. Sooner or later, we, in a system where laws are made, there are those that will obey the laws, they must give some arguments. So we must give and take, disagree to agree, and balance ourselves. We are not doing this into the kind of say the Keke people should not live their lifestyle. No. But we are doing it because we are talking about safety of life and property within the ambit of the law. Do you understand me clearly?
Yeah.
So these are things that we are trying to do. You come across, you can see a Keke that weathered a whole almost 2 lengths of angle bar in the body of the Keke because you want to carry a 3 ounce vehicle that does not have for a good structure on the ground. And again, if you look at the side, there are barricades.
Yeah.
It's crash people's vehicle. And probably if you look at the front, what's happening? You see Keke owner and one vehicle owner fighting. What happened? Oga is crashed my motor. This is not supposed to be the body of the machine. And also the weather an extra body at the back of the Keke, which they load to men to board. If they discharge load that Keke carries, 2 pickup cannot carry them. So these are the things that we are trying to, so that there will be peace in our roads. Because every day, most especially, from the exit of the Delta South Senatorial District to the Central, those are the areas we're having a lot of this problem.
Not in this area, not in the Delta North.
Like Asaba is calm now, Asaba taken care of. But the war that is on the ground now, Delta Central and the South Central District, that we'll get there and we're going to resolve ourselves. We'll get there.
Okay, it's been a beautiful conversation with the DG of the Delta State Traffic Management Authority, DESTMA, now called Sheriff Police. And then the person, Honorable Dr. Benjamin Estienne Okemute. And thank you so much, sir, for your time. And we wish DESTMA many more years of successful activities on our roads.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.